Hello, this is Gen Matsuda from Metabit, and welcome to Metabit CEO Talk. Today's we got episode 1, and we have the first guest, my best friend Edwin.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
He's from Imagine AI, and then also he's the founder of Xpress Train, and then he's a kind of serial entrepreneur. Is it correct?
That's correct.
And then he's now concentrating on the AI company, which is Imagine AI.
Yes, thank you.
And then I've known him for more than maybe 4 years or something, right? 3 to 4
probably
years? Yeah, more than that. Yeah, basically.
Time flies.
But when I see you the first time, it was like 8 years ago or something, right?
Yes.
When
yes.
I had some conference.
Yes.
And then
yes.
I was a speaker in terms of blockchain.
Yes.
And then he came to my conference as a guest,
Yes.
and then he said hi to me, and then we exchanged the name card, but I forgot, that at that moment. And
Yes.
4 years later, I met him again, and then we are now good friend and good partner, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
So basically, the concept of Metabit CEO is like we're gonna have a guest like Edwin, and then we're gonna talk about the business of each other, and then we are gonna look for some kind of opportunities, whether we can work together or what's the industry is going on, and then like AI's future is what, and then blockchain, how can we use it, those types of things. And then today is episode 1, so he's great first guest.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for the opportunity.
And then I'd like him to explain his company briefly, and then let me continue to discuss.
All right.
Is that okay?
Yes. Thank you again. Hello, everyone. And yes, my name is Edwin. I'm a founder and, of course, CEO of a venture builder called the Xpress Train. We run this venture builder, or in some circles they call it incubator, called the Xpress Train, which works together with entrepreneurs or companies to build, launch, and grow their products and ideas.
Right.
All right. And perhaps today we can talk a little bit more about one of the projects that we venture build, and it's a company called Imagine AI.
Okay.
Right. So in terms of venture building, is essentially build, launch, and grow, which means that if someone has an idea, that means they haven't started, but they have great ideas. And actually over here in Johor, Bahru, Malaysia, if they're ideation stage to build a product, a very quick MVP and test it on the market. If they already have a product, then we have them to launch and grow the product and idea, right? So we have been here for so many years. You just said we met 8 years ago.
8 years ago,
You're telling everybody how old we are now. Yes, unfortunately, we have been around for so long. So to some extent, in the market, especially in Malaysia and Southeast Asia, I think we are very connected to the industries. We are connected to the government agencies and, of course, the academic universities. So, sometimes business is about that, right? To connect the dots and to get something off the ground, we pull upon our network of industry or government or academia to execute a project, right?
It's quite easy to understand for anyone. So I'd like to ask you something about your insight. For example, currently people is saying like AI is coming, and then OpenAI is coming, and then Gemini is great, and blah, 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 something. Could you explain more about your business and insight for AI future?
Thank you.
With while talking your own business too.
Thanks again. AI is really broad, right? It's practically today AI is omnipresent. It can be used in any industry, any vertical, is almost everywhere, right? For us at Imagine AI, we focus a lot on the application layer. Essentially sitting down with the business owners or clients and trying to identify the pain points, and then we build it from ground up. That means from the pain point, and then we see, okay, how can AI be used to try to solve some of the pain points and problems that the businesses have, right? So right now in Imagine AI, we concentrate on 2 AI verticals. Of course, we started with one in 2020. So the 2 verticals, very broadly speaking, will be one vertical we do is AI computer vision. Putting in very layman terms, it will be using AI to analyze pictures, images, and videos, right? So for example, we use AI vision in factories for quality control inspection.
I see.
Instead of humans going to check the products and the machines.
So that they can save a lot of cost.
What we do is we use cameras and sensors to capture the images of the product, and then the AI will be able to decide whether there's anything wrong with the machines or the products, right? So there's AI vision. The other AI vertical is all the generative AI tools and solutions. Like we use AI to analyze all the text and data, right? So for the second AI vertical, the common use case is really about consolidating data from an organization.
That's good,
whether it's a business or a school or a government organizations have lots and lots of data. And very often the data is all over the place. It's very fragmented,
Okay.
right? So for example, if you run a business, let's say a factory,
Okay.
you probably will have a software that does the factory MES. And then for the stocks and inventory, you have a warehouse management system,
Right,
WMS.
right.
Your maybe has a accounting software, and of course for your HR you have a HR software, maybe.
sure.
Yeah. And unfortunately, in most businesses, these are legacy software that has been procured over a period of time by different departments in the company, probably from different vendors, whoever give me a cheaper price, right?
Yeah.
So the software don't talk to each other, and that's an issue. Yes, you have data
Okay.
in your WMS, you have data in your accounting,
Okay.
and they are not integrated and they don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
And I think that is quite a pity, considering the fact that we are living in the digital age, we are living in the Web3 age, right? We are living in the data age.
Right.
And if you look at any other space, our data is being harvested, right?
Harvested,
And also monetized, right? Somebody is making
Right.
lots and lots of money
Right.
from the data
Right.
we are
Right.
providing
Right.
from
Right.
sending emails, searching online, using social media, right? So if you search something online on Google, and immediately after that, the same thing will appear on your Facebook and your Instagram, right? Advertising different products that you're searching for, right?
So scary, man.
People are already using all this data to give insights into consumer behavior. But it's interesting that in today's digital age, so much data in a business.
Yeah.
It's literally not being used, right? It's just stuck there.
Yeah.
Right? So the trend now for generative AI, with all this large language model, especially at the application layer, is to pull all the data in an organization into a central data lake.
Okay.
And then utilize an AI to analyze that data, the data, right? And then from there, you can to preempt or to anticipate the business growth and all that. They're actually training the staff in the right direction. And that's where the link and convergence and synergistic collaboration with Metabit, who is of course a company that is expert in Web3, in blockchain, and blockchain is very, very powerful. It's everything, but it's also very powerful to authenticate data, right? It's very powerful to track and trace data. And all these companies that is using AI to analyze their data, their main concern is about data privacy.
Definitely. That's why we can use blockchain for AI space and database sector too. But I'd like to clarify that maybe most of the people are still confusing what's the difference between blockchain and cryptocurrencies, right? So blockchain is a technology and cryptocurrency is like a method. I mean, way. So for example, we can say blockchain is like an internet, okay? And then cryptocurrency is like an email. So this is just one of the internet, but that's one of the internet, of course, but it's a little bit different how to use it, right? And then blockchain technology itself, it's gonna be super applicable to database. It should be secured, right? So privacy is gonna be one of the issue, especially in AI space. So what I've heard from you, I felt that you're pointing out is super correct, but in fact, a lot of companies it's really tough to collect all of the data because all of the data is belonging to some of the servers. For example, we are using WhatsApp, right? And then those data is belonging to Facebook, and we are using Google. Those data is going to be belonging to Google, right? And then intranet, of course, belonging to our on-premise server. Data is spread anywhere. So basically, we can use and then enhance the blockchain technology to make all of your data into high security layer. But the thing is how we can collect all of the database, because that's so tough, right? Because this data is belonging to this cloud and A, B, C, and the on-premise server. How can we manage that? So I think we can collaborate definitely, and then there's a lot of spaces for us to co-work, right? And then our weapon is going to be really nice for each other. But the thing is how we can use human resources to collect all of the data, and then how they can monitor the one database. So how we can utilize AI in the blockchain. I think that's our challenge. So the company's growth and then the human resource cannot follow up with that because database is going to be spreading too much. And then the database belonging to a lot of the servers, right? Sometimes even in the staff inside the company, they don't know where is the data.
It is true.
Don't you think so? So I think the step is how we can collect the data for each data to be united into the sum of the places, and then we can use blockchain, to make this more high privacy one.
Yes.
And then after that, you can analyze this data.
Yes.
So this first step is going to be like one of the biggest challenge.
It is.
Don't you think so?
I totally agree. So I guess the opportunity now is that since AI and of course blockchain is so powerful and it can be applied to practically any industry, any size of the company. The great opportunity is we have the whole spectrum to play with, from even the micro SMEs, sole proprietorship, all the way to the SMEs, the medium companies, and of course the large listed companies as well. There's a whole spectrum to play with. Most of the large companies, especially if you're big and listed, two things will happen. Number one, you'll be very concerned about your data, right? Because you're very large, right? And so you have very confidential data, intellectual property, right? The smaller companies may not be so concerned about the data, right? If you're running a restaurant and all that, right? So the large companies, most of them would already have teams like IT team or ICT teams that is moving towards that direction, where they are putting in place a data migration into a central link. And that's a business opportunity on its own. That's where we come in to help these companies manage their data. Clean up the data is very important. What you mentioned is all over the place,
all over the place, spread so much.
And a lot of the data is quite rubbish actually. It's also rubbish in, rubbish out, right? So we got to clean the data up, put it in a very nice format. Most of the time, because the data is everywhere, sometimes it's in pictures, sometimes it's in IoT sensors, right? So most of the time what we do is we pull the data and then we clean up into Excel spreadsheets. Lots and lots of Excel spreadsheets. And that's where the AI then come and analyze it. So that will be for the large companies. For the smaller companies, even though these tools are available for large companies and it costs a lot of money to do that, to migrate all the data and to clean up all the data, it doesn't mean that small companies cannot enjoy benefits of these technology. They can, but in a smaller way, in a much smaller way. So while the large companies are pulling data from every single part of the business, because the business is so complex, there's so many different departments, right? They're pulling everything from everywhere. The smaller companies could utilize AI tools to pull data from specific parts of the business that give them particular pain point. For example, I'll just give an example. If you're a sole proprietorship, let's say you run a restaurant, right? 10, 15 years ago, when you're running a restaurant, a small business, you would have cash in your cash register, right? So at the end of the business day, you close the shop, you open the cash register.
And we need to calculate.
Today, in today's modern world, everything is cashless. Digital payment.
Sometimes cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Sometimes.
So you don't have cash in your cash register. You have to go and look at all the different software, right? And the problem with the ecosystem now, exactly what you just mentioned, your data is everywhere. You have so many different methods of payment.
Like touch and go.
Yes,
CMB,
in Malaysia,
UOB,
of course. Grab Pay, touch and go, do it now, credit card, right?
Many places.
So the he or she, the business owner, have to spend so much time looking at so many different data and so many different software to pull all the information. So this particular pain point can be easily solved now with AI, whereby the AI is a very specific focus. AI goes into all the different data, like the touch and go, the do it now and all that. It pulls out the information, it extracts the data, and then it matches it with the point of sale. And this can be done throughout the day. That means in the course of the business day, while they are busy tending to the business, the AI is at the back checking everything. So the moment you close your shop, immediately it will regenerate a report. How many match and how many not match.
It's saving a lot of cost, I think.
Cost and time.
I think that's really nice solution for small and medium companies, right?
Yes.
And then also, big data management is a huge problem and pain for like us publicly listed company, because we need to check and
then going again, small and large corporations. Of course, most of the large corporations are very particular about their data. So that's where they said, okay, I cannot use third-party cloud services like OpenAI and all that. Right? So they will say that I want to have it offline, on-prem. They will have their own servers and their own infrastructure, and they host everything on their own, right? Of course, this costs a lot of money, but they are big companies, they can afford it. For the smaller companies, especially sole proprietorship, right? They, a business, they are not too particular about the data concern, so they are okay with using cloud services. Like, sometimes I ask my client, do you use email? Right? If you use email, you're using cloud, right? You cannot run away from it, right?
Cannot.
So they are okay with using cloud, which actually helps to reduce the cost down to a transactional level. So there's no fixed cost. They just have to pay for every day per use, pay per use. Right?
I see. So I think for blockchain space and then for AI space, we have one common thing, which is we should take an importance of database. So like I think if we could put some incentives for the employees to collect the right database into the right place, then I think the management efficiency is going to be much improved. Anyways, they misunderstand that they cannot predict the future, but I think from my personal opinion, we can predict the future because the future is written by the database.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So once we say, hey, those database should be a kind of future strategic, then the employee and the staff and all of the management level definitely focus on how we can make the database more efficiency, right? So I think in these topics, we can apply our blockchain technology plus cryptocurrency. For example, blockchain is going to be like, as you know, the transparent and public nice database, right? So we can use it by free. I wouldn't say free, but we have to pay some gas fee. But that compared to the huge database, it's like almost zero, 10 cents or something. So we can create some high secured database. And then if let's say the people or staffs or management side, they organize the database in a proper way, then they can get some incentives, which is a cryptocurrency, for example. So it means like company A is our client, for example. Company A trying to implement blockchain plus AI. So what it is, they need to operate the database in a proper way, and then we can instruct them. And then if they put some database into the right place in the right way, then some of the employee can get some cryptocurrencies, like company A token or something like that. And company A token can be exchanged to the lunch or dinners or something. It's going to be like a good benefit and a social benefit, right?
Yes.
I think that's going to be like a really nice. Because if we provide that, then they can understand finally, we can see the future. Because all of the future is written in our database. So that their behavior to the database is going to be, I think, dramatically changing. Don't you think so?
No. I think that is a really, really great idea. It's a really interesting concept. If you see, a lot of times we get a lot of what we call feedback forms for us, right? We feel very either lazy or maybe too busy to answer a lot of the questions. And sometimes we just simply answer it to finish it quickly, right? Because it's something that consumes time and to some extent, we don't see the benefit or the value of it.
And then no incentives for us.
No incentive for us, right? And that creates a lot of problem. A lot of information is actually irrelevant or bad information. Or rubbish information, rubbish in, rubbish out, right? So with the blockchain and crypto incentives,
we can provide a lot of opportunities
for
them to change their behavior.
Yes, correct.
I think from my personal opinion, I think AI for enterprise and then blockchain for enterprise has the same pain and same problem, which is like a top-down system is not working. Basically, we provide some system, right? Or software or application, anything is okay. We give some presentation to the CEO or BOD, and they understand, oh, that's good. And then they try to implement that system to the staff from the top down. And then the downside or on operational side, they never understand why do we have to write this paper or information, something like that. So I think the key is bottom up. But how we can put some bottom up incentive system is cryptocurrency. If you do that, you can get cash. I think easy. I think the most important thing to enhance the company's branding and power and profit is how we can change the staff behavior and how we can give some incentives for them to change in a good way for the company, right? Incentives is better, but we can give them like a ringgit or USD because that's going to be super costing so heavy, right? But from cryptocurrency, we can create some e-cash. From zero or from their activities based on our database. That's going to be, I think, working so much. Because there's no incentives for the staff on the operational side to put that information. But let's say they can get cash. If you write that minutes or if you provide your naming cards or something, definitely they will do. So this is going to be, realizable by blockchain and crypto incentives, right? And then from your AI solution, all of the behavior can be reviewed and analyzed by your AI solution. Oh, this guy is really nice and behavior is good, so that's why cryptocurrency is like this one, and the database should be like this place or united here or something like that. I think that's going to be like good. So I think bottom-up system can be realized by AI and blockchain plus cryptocurrency incentives. I think that's going to be like a really nice enterprise solution.
Yes.
Don't you think so?
Yes. Yes. I think that's really fantastic. And once you are able to catalyze this data transformation or digital transformation by incentivizing people to get more data, and that's exactly how social media was born, right? And why they are making so much money and why they are billion-dollar companies is they found a way to get people to volunteer the data, right? Either by like or views, and the content creation and all that, right? So business-wise, I think it's a great idea. And the moment you generate the data, you will then realize, the businesses will then realize there's so much, so many things you can do with the data. There's so much opportunities. Right?
What do you think of we create some SNS service for enterprise? So, for example, as we mentioned, a company A can use can unite the database in a proper way, and then get they can create some kind of original token ecosystem, and then company A token is there, and then high liquidity there, and then based on that data, for example, that's a restaurant. From your analyze, this restaurant database is going to be maybe really good information for touch and go. So this company A can be matched to touch. So this is going to be like a SNS, but SNS based on the real data, based on the blockchain. So this is a real company activities, and this is real company activities. And if let's say AI sees some of the high synergy between company A and C, automatically matching. It's like a Tinder, it's like a Tinder in an enterprise solution. I think that's going to be working too.
Yes.
And then if let's say we put data in a proper way and a lots of volume, then if let's say we can find a right and good partner, they will do, because this is good incentives. Not only cryptocurrencies, right? They can also find some nice partnership based on the database. So database is going to be like a front office. It's going to be like a cash engine. People misunderstand that database is like a back office and generating no cash or blah blah something. But if let's say they understand that database is the future, or database is a strategic partner, database is an element for us to find the right partner, then they will do that.
That's really interesting. And the other phenomenon, of course, is with data. It's really about, I think, going back to blockchain and Web3, it's really about the decentralization and democratization of data. Why I say that is because in the past, you will see big businesses and big consultancy firms, the EYs and the PwCs of the world, right? That has access to all this data. Of course, they're big companies and they hire an army of people and a team of people and analysts to get all data, and they do business analysis and data analysis. So the strength of these consultancy firms were actually because of their data.
So we see 5 years ago, it was still like AI was scared by the people. But currently, anyone is using like AI to create some movies and pictures, and then of course for some enterprise solutions. So I'd like to know what's AI is going to be like, for example, compared to 5 years ago. So present and in the future. I'd like to know the insight of it.
Thanks again. It's a really interesting question because in today's world, in today's environment, 5 years is a really, really, really long time.
Long time.
But what we see over the next few years, the movement is really there, which is what we call human and robotics, a companionship and work relationships. We will see robots working together with humans in almost every facade of a human life. The large companies are already spending a lot of money to train the next generation of AI with large database of pictures and images. The previous was large language models, right? This will be a large vision model. Up to the point whereby these robots and this AI will be able to recognize different objects. I'll give you an example, a very simple example. A cup, right? From the moment we are born, a baby, right, all the way until an adult, we keep training and teaching the baby how to hold a cup. Of course, the baby use the milk bottle, right? And then grow a little bit older, graduate into a plastic cup with a two handle, right? and then maybe after that one handle,
Yeah.
and then maybe after that
glass or something.
without the handle,
Yeah.
and then of course people like Gen and I with the wine glass
Wine
and
glass,
the champagne,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
And Jaeger.
right, and you know, all of this, we look at it, we immediately know what it is and how to carry and hold it, right? So with a handle, a mug, maybe like the tea glass, right? Teacup, a wine glass, champagne glass, right? But robots, right, or robotics now, they don't really understand all of this.
What's
And
this?
yeah, when they look at a cup and when they look at glass, they don't see the difference. We have all these humanoid robots, but they just don't have the intelligence yet. But these big companies are training these robots with lots and lots of data, to the point where I think I met a company which offered these services, these robots, right? They will offer these robots to the hotels and the restaurants for free. They say, use it for free, but in exchange, I'm collecting the data, right?
I see.
So I take the data and train up to the point whereby within the next 2 to 3 years, you can literally buy one humanoid robot, bring it back,
they can do anything.
plug and play, you will be able to buy this humanoid robot, bring it back to the hotel, bring it back to the restaurant, switch it on, and immediately the robot will do work, wash the dishes, fold the bed sheets, even to the point some of the buffet restaurant, they fold the paper towel into a flower, right? The robot will be able to do that. Yes, not only romantic, but the dexterity and of the robotic arms, fingers, as well as the visual intelligence. The robot will be able to do that, right? And I think this is going to be a very fascinating future whereby we already see it happen with text, right? Companies have very successfully trained AI with lots and lots of text data, words and literature, right? The next wave, we'll see them being trained with lots and lots of pictures, right? So you'll be able to identify straight away all the different objects and straight away apply to the different objects.
So you said 3 years later?
We believe it's maybe about 2 to 3 years.
So 3 years later, that kind of robot is coming to our space. Means like 5 years later, we're going to have Doraemon, right? No? It's
yes, Doraemon, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You will actually suddenly proliferate all these robots everywhere, at home, in a hotel, in the restaurant,
in a working space,
even in the shopping mall and the car park, whereby you have robots going around monitoring, making sure that the car park is safe. Because sometimes late at night, ladies may be afraid to go to the car when it's dark.
About barber too?
Well, that would be a dangerous one. I experienced one, what we call automated hair wash. In China, I experienced it. The robot washed my hair, and then they then asked, "Do you want to cut your hair as well?" I said, "No."
So scary.
It's so scary.
I think they might shave your.
So it's quite interesting. The dangers of AI, I mean, it's always there, and a lot of literature and a lot of people talking about it. And
it's like a Terminator, right?
And some of the top AI scientists in the world have already come out. And at the beginning, they were very pro AI. They were scientists who were actually working on developing AI, and they have already come out to actually now change their point of view and say that I'm against AI because of the dangers, and they think that it could potentially be very dangerous down the road. But at this point of time, it's still a question about how AI can evolve, whether for good or for bad.
I think that's based on the database, so that's why blockchain is going to be super important for AI, not to kill the people. Because we need to record all of the human behaviors and the human culture and the history into the blockchain. And blockchain cannot be manipulated by anyone, right?
Correct.
So that's a pure database. So only the blockchain can save the human being.
That's true.
Yeah, to be honest, this is one of the biggest reasons why I'm sticking to the blockchain. Blockchain is going to be like a huge platform for fintech area, and then a database, of course, enterprise use case. But to protect the human being, definitely we need to, cleanse. We need to put the right data in the blockchain to protect ourselves.
Correct. So as an
I'm sure. Go ahead.
So as an AI company, sometimes we wonder whether we are doing the right thing or wrong things. But I take comfort from the fact that, number one, I have a good friend here, Mr. Gen, who is able to protect us with the Web3 and blockchain technology. Number two, sometimes whenever we come to that crossroad to decide, should we do this or not? Is there going to be any dangers or not, right? Sometimes we just think, okay, since nobody from the future has come back to stop us from doing this,
Right.
that means we might be on the right track, right? So
Right,
maybe
right.
that's one, or maybe you are from the future. I don't know.
Maybe from new species, maybe.
Yes, yeah.
From the Mars or something.
Yeah.
So you will see me in the Mars maybe. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So the reason why I choose JB in a main place for working is JB is, I think, high possibility places compared to any other Southeast Asian countries. So one reason is English is acceptable here, and then the other reason is it's just next to Singapore. So we can anytime we like, we can access to the huge capital in the market, especially. And then the third one is the costs are super reasonable compared to KL, compared to Singapore. Singapore is crazy, right? So expensive. Hong Kong is too, and then Tokyo, of course. And then KL still, yes, for some parts it's low price, but some parts very expensive. And then in terms of human resources, we have a lot of potential workers here. And then especially Web3 is like a blockchain, cutting edge field, right? So we can train, like a junior engineer with a reasonable price, with reasonable salaries, and then we can let them be like a senior engineers. Compared to KL, compared to Singapore, we have lots of high competency, and then good strengths, compared to any other countries. So those things are major reason why I choose JB. And you?
Maybe I have a slightly simpler reason, but almost similar, which is I did grow up in Singapore and I did my education in Singapore. So in the early years when we first started the business, we was always utilizing JB and JB resources in terms of space, warehousing, storerooms to put my product is all cheaper. So my business was in Singapore. It was in Singapore, but JB was a good place to keep the cost low, right? But over the period of the years, in the past few years, we see this huge and massive development in JB, especially with the new area of Iskandar Putri, and then of course in these 1 or 2 years of the initiative known as the what we call Johor Singapore Special Economic Zone and the Special Financial Zone, which is very unique in the world, whereby two countries actually agree, as in two separate independent countries and two different governments actually agree to work together to develop a piece of land that incidentally is almost 5 times the size of one of the country, right? So and to jointly co-develop this area and to promote this area for different businesses, of course all the tax incentives and financial incentives as well. So this is going to be really exciting because it's a concerted effort between two countries to really make this work. And if the two countries put their strength and efforts behind it, it will definitely work, right? So I think there's a lot of opportunities for this area now.
I agree with that. Okay, thank you. Anyway, Edwin, thank you so much for coming. And then this is Legend episode 1 of Metabit CEO Talk. So I'd like to know any other guests from your side. For episode 2.
Yes, of course, we will introduce the other guests, and thank you for the invitation. And I hope what we say is right. It could be a legendary episode 1, but it's just the first of many more to come.
Of course. Based on the blockchain, the Genesis block is the most important thing. And this is the Genesis block for a blockchain friendly relationship.
Of course. Thank you so much.
So thank you everyone for watching, and then we're gonna have episode 2, so stay tuned. Thank you so much.